dysfunctional vet. Both of these concrete blocks are about 8 inches from side to side, but they're not uniform. The one here is more bean shaped or more flat. This one is more circular, but the lion's share of concrete's on this other side. What we're going to attempt to do is we're going to use a product called demolition concrete. We're going to bore some holes down inside of this thing, and then we're going to use the expansion of the concrete as it dries to try to break these off this block clean. I'll explain more as I do this. I'm going to go ahead and get started with prepping this, and then we'll get back to it as Sasha takes the lead. Now, before we start, this pipe was set up so that it was vertically straight. The hole was not dug straight down, but if you look here and you follow it up, here's the pipe coming out down here, right there. So that means that the pipe runs along this to there. I'm using a drill bit. This is a hammer mill, Chicago Electric, and when I get to the end of the thread, it's about even with the pipe here. But if I were to just make a straight line down this and drill in, I'd be damaging the pipe, which I'm trying not to do. So what I need to do is get a level, draw a pencil line, and determine where I need to drill. The next step, I'll be putting some perforations out here for expansion to break the concrete, as well as on this other side. And I'll use black tape on the drill bit in order to tell me what depth I want to go at each point. And I'll show you that as I do it. This is Dexpan demolition concrete, or demolition grout. I haven't read the directions yet. I'm getting ready to do that. It says easy to use, just mix with water, pour into drill holes, then it expands. Cracks reinforced concrete and rock safely and quietly. Takes a little bit. Directions are back here, and we'll figure all that out in a minute. First things first is to prep that, then come back, thoroughly understand what I'm doing here, mix up the stuff, and make it happen. By the way, this takes about an hour or so. I can't film it in real time. I can just film it in sequences. Alright, I have my line now. I'm not going to put one on this other side. I want to see how this breaks. Again, this is a learning process. There are a whole bunch of precautions on using this, and I will put those in the description. One of the big one is they talk about this being caustic, I believe. Alkaline. I do know that I do know that concrete will etch glass, so I take warnings very seriously. Comes in a sealed paper or plastic which does not tear. The directions are to mix this into a slurry. I'm hoping that this little K-cup, I'm hoping this will be about the proper amount of material to use in each hole that I've drilled. There's the amount I'm using. We add a little bit of water. We mix it up. For this small amount, this fork is working really well. Probably too much water. We'll go ahead and add a little bit more. This makes a total of 2. Oh, that's getting more into a slurry there. So I just added too much water. You don't have an infinite amount of time to work with this, so make sure you read the instructions. Oh, a lot better. Still way too much water. Still on the second one. The fork is working real good because it's allowing me to smash anything. It's now in a thick slurry. It's trying to settle on the bottom. It's time to go pour this. According to the directions, my holes were way too close. The time is 11:40 and it says it takes between 2 and 8 hours. Please read the safety description that I've put in the comments. We'll check back about every hour and I'll film a few seconds and leave a comment so that you know what time we're checking in. At 1 hour, visual inspection does not reveal any evidence of anything going on. I have not moved the camera, and this is pushing 2 hours. I have not moved the camera. I just zoomed in a little bit. This is pushing 2 hours, and I don't see any evidence of the material cracking. So perhaps the slurry wasn't thick enough, or I just need to wait a little bit longer. Again, the window is 2 to 8 hours for best results. And it can take up to 24 according to the publication. We'll check back in another hour. At 6 hours, I'm seeing a crack right here in the concrete. So apparently it's working. The holes I drilled are a whole lot smaller than what they recommended, and of course the depth is different, but it is working. Dysfunctional vet. I'm about to sign off. This is 7 hours. You can see that the crevice now runs down the entire length. So the demolition concrete, even though I used in diameter smaller than what the specs called for, it is working. You see this one down here on the sort of top left. It's huge. So the concrete is breaking off like it should. I've seen no evidence of breaking on this other side, but I may not have mixed it properly. But as you can see, I would call this a success. You're supposed to use a much larger drill. You're supposed to go down a lot deeper than what I did. Of course, I couldn't go too very deep, but you can see that it is definitely breaking. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, take it inside, spool it up, and load it up. Dysfunctional vet out.